Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Shadows over Innistrad releases this Friday, you know what that means. F&Ms everywhere are going to be filled with players ready to draft the new set. I'm here to help you with that. In this video, I'm going to tell you the best commons and uncommons in each color, so that when you open your packs and you're ready to draft, you know what to take when your rare is Harness the Storm. Because in Limited, that card gives me legitimate acid reflux, like one step away from straight up vomiting. We're also not going to talk about rares in this video. You're going to be dealing with commons and uncommons a lot more. It's more important to know which of those you should take than whether or not Avacyn is a good first pick. Spoiler alert, she is. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, remember to hit that like button. Helps out a lot. As we always do, we'll begin with white uncommons. Bound by Moonsilver is the best white uncommon for limited purposes. 3 mana for a super pacifism is fantastic. This is straight up removal, especially since enchantment destruction in the format is practically non-existent. Not only that, but that last ability. You get to sacrifice a permanent and move it to something more dangerous if it comes along. That's insane. Late game, just sack a land or whatever else you need to get Delirium. Great trigger for you, great card, first pickable above a lot of rares, removal's king. The next best uncommon is definitely Nearheath Chaplain. 4 mana for a 3/1 isn't good at all, but lifelink is one step towards greatness. The second step, that graveyard ability. Being able to Lingering Souls from the yard gives this card so much value beyond its own life. I played with this card at pre-release, it's every bit as good as it sounds, trust me. Onto white commons. The best is Puncturing Light as far as I'm concerned. 2 mana instant speed removal, easy to cast. Sure, it only deals with creatures with 3 or less power, but I mean, have you seen the set? Most werewolves have 3 power before flipping. Any early creatures are stopped right in their tracks. It's a great removal spell. Way better than Searing Light was in the last limited format. Good early pick card here. The next best white common is actually pretty close between Dauntless Cathar and Angelic Purg. This seems to be the argument most players are having. Cathar is fantastic, it's a 3/2 for 3, which is already respectable, but then it replaces itself. Sure, it doesn't have the impact of the Chaplain we just looked at, but dang, it still gives you extra value from beyond the grave. Now, Angelic Purge on the other hand, it is removal, wide removal, letting you take any artifact, creature, or enchantment. One of the only ways to get rid of the aforementioned Moonsilver enchantment. The Purge is great as long as you have something to sacrifice. If you don't, it's either dead or you're 2-for-1ing yourself in a big way. Hopefully it's just an extra land. Close call, but I like the Cathar more. Moving right along to blue uncommons, this color is way deeper than white. It's actually pretty difficult to only pick 2 uncommons that are better than the rest, but I totally did it. The absolute 100% best blue uncommon is definitely Reiss Scholar. This is not close. This card is rare worthy and limited. 3 mana for a 2/1 is boring and no one cares. That ability, insanity. You get to dig a card deeper and discard something to Madness or Delirium or just whatever. This is card filtering at its best. First pickable above most cards in the set, no joke. The next best blue uncommon is, wow, this is difficult. Pour Over the Pages, I think. The card draw is fantastic, being able to untap your lands again mid-cast is great, and you get to use those untapped lands to play the Madness card you just discarded. Lots of synergy for one card. The only reason it isn't far and away the best uncommon, sorcery, speed, and 5 mana. Real clunky, but oh so good. For the record, other suitable early pick blue uncommons. Compelling Deterrence, Stitchwing Scab, Drew Now Corpse Trawler, and Daring Sleuth. All great cards, worthy of inclusion in your decks. Blue commons are actually not that great this time around. I mean, sure they're okay, but nothing you want to write home about, except for 2. The first one is Sleep Paralysis. Removal is still amazing, and Sleep Paralysis removes real good, even at 4 mana. Taps the creature down, it stays tapped, done. Easy stuff. Best blue common. Just the Wind is a not-so-close second. Unsummon effects are great. This is an unsummon effect, and you're going to play it because it's an unsummon effect. Yeah, it's that simple. You don't want to first pick this, but if you have to, there are worse cards. Again, blue commons, not that deep. I guess the Nibelus is fine, but yeah, no. Next. Black uncommons. Get ready to meet the most stacked color and rarity you've ever seen for limited. Seriously, there are at least 6 to 8 first pickable black uncommons in the set, not joking. The best is probably Kindly Stranger. Sure, you need to activate Delirium, but once you do, that's a versatile kill spell. Late game, it becomes a 6 mana removal spell that leaves behind a really ugly 4/3. Better than most removal, I'd say. Definitely first pickable. The next best black uncommon is, I honestly don't know. Arrow Falconwrath can lead you down a sweet madness route. Sinister Concoction half enables Delirium by itself, and it's a removal spell for cheap. Gisa's Bidding could be the madness spell you use with the air. Mona the Unhallowed was amazing, and this is amazing too, worthy of being played. Just like Tooth Collector, potential removal spell on entry, and if you have Delirium, a constant threat for the rest of the game. Not even done. Accursed Witch is a card that is impossible to interact with well unless you have Angelic Purg or something. The curse will kill someone. Even if the witch doesn't die, it's a 4/2. It has to die. So good. What else is there now? I mean, Ghoulsteed and Olivia's Bloodsworn are both great. Not going to first pick them, but hey, might as well pile on. Moral of the story, black and commons are powerful in this set. Black commons, not nearly as good. Of course, the entire color is being carried by Dead Weight and Murderous Compulsion. Removal spells, of course, but not your ordinary removal spells. Super cheap and effective removal spells. Dead Weight is 1 mana, and when the creature dies, you get a step closer to Delirium. The Compulsion can be discarded and used at instant speed anytime you want. That's just good. Both of these are great cards, and if you're going to first pick a common, both of them will perform just fine. You know how I said black and commons were nothing to mess with? Red and commons are like that too, yeah. Lightning Axe may be the best uncommon in the set for limited play. It's real close with a few others, but the axe is the king of red uncommon/common removal. 1 mana for 5 damage is what you're getting. Sure, you have to discard, but I mean, you're in red. You'll discard your incorrigible use or something. The color has plenty of ways to abuse this, and don't worry, even late game when you have nothing left to madness, it's still 5 damage at instant speed. Bonkers first pick. Speaking of bonkers first picks, just like the Reckless Scholar, Mad Prophet is a super bomb. The reverse of the Scholar, this 4 mana version brings haste and an extra toughness. Same thing applies. You get to discard and use a madness card, then draw. It's basic card filtering. You get rid of stuff you don't want to get stuff you do. I won games this past weekend because of Mad Prophet. If he doesn't die, you'll be filtering through your deck so fast you'll have to find what you're looking for. Amazing first pickable card, easily. Next to those two, there are honorable mentions. Breakneck Rider is a game winner and worthy of a first pick. So is Inner Struggle, cause removal, and probably Kessig Forgemaster as well. There's also an argument to be made for Geistblade if you move into blue, and even Gibbering Fiend. Red is pretty deep at the uncommon level, a lot of options available to you. Red commons, this is going to be easy. Fiery Temper is the best red common. It's a madness lightning bolt. It'll get picked within the first 3 or 4 packs every single draft. If it doesn't, no one is playing red near you, and you need to change that. Fiery Temper is a premier removal spell, nothing more to say than that. Tormenting Voice is the next best red spell. More card filtering, sure, but it lets you madness a card if you want to. If not, halfway to Delirium, and you're seeing 2 cards deeper into your deck anyways. Looking for land, this helps. Creatures, this helps. Tormenting Voice was a genius reprint in the set, probably a mid-pack pick for sure. We're almost done. Time to talk green uncommons. Another color bringing some serious power to the rarity. Pack Guardian is just definitely the best green uncommon. 4 mana for a 4/3 is okay, Flash makes it good, and that discard ability makes it amazing. Even if you don't take advantage of madness and just discard a land, whatever. It's 4 mana for a 4/3 and a 2/2. There's no saying no to that. Too much board pressure for so little mana and at instant speed, slam dunk. This is a toughie. I think the next best green uncommon is Hermit of the Natternulls, but wow, there's a lot of competition. It does disincentivize your opponent from playing removal on your turn, which is nice. That synergizes with the whole you want to transform this thing plan. Of course, once it turns over, the effect gets even more devastating. It becomes a 3/5, way harder to kill, and you get rewarded double for their removal on your turn. Truly a brutal card. Of course, if this isn't your kind of thing, you have plenty of other green uncommons to choose from. Briarbridge Patrol poops out clues like they're Tic Tacs. Duskwatch Recruiter digs through your deck for your bigger threats and then makes them easier to cast. Broken. Graphmole smells clues from a mile away, gives you a huge butt and more life than you can handle. Obsessive Skinner plus Delirium is usually game over. Auto-buffing a creature on your opponent's upkeep seems good. And finally, Cult of the Waxing Moon would love to reward you for transforming all of your ridiculously broken werewolves. See what's going on here? Green is super deep at the uncommon level. There's something for everyone. Legit the exact opposite of BFZ Limited. It's unbelievable. Last but not least, green commons. Rabid Bite is the best one hands down. This is the fight mechanic but one way, so totally broken. 2 mana makes this super affordable even at sorcery speed. Just get something the same size as something on the other side of the board and boom, done. You don't have to worry about return damage. This is so much better than fight 99% of the time. If you're going to first pick a green common, hope that it's this one. Next to the bite, I'd say that Solitary Hunter is the best green common. I wouldn't have said that a week ago, but after seeing how the pre-release played out, yeah, the Hunter is the real deal. Most of the creatures that drop in the first 3 to 4 turns of a game are small, like real tiny. A 3/4 is bigger than most anything you'll see. If it does flip, a 5/6 is bigger than most anything in the set, period. As far as commons go, this one's pretty imposing. If you don't believe in the Hunter, you could go the way of Watcher in the Web, but I wouldn't first pick it. Byway Courier is also great, 3 mana for a 3/2 that replaces itself in the future, not bad. Then you have the mid-pack picks like Quilled Wolf, Hinterland Logger, and Kessig Dire Swine. All great, but not first pickable. You want Rabid Bite, but if you can't get it, go for the Hunter, it's real good. I think that's going to do it for our Shadows over Innistrad draft guide. Remember, we couldn't talk about every single common and uncommon in each color. We only talked about the ones that we would first pick. Keep that in mind when commenting. There are plenty of playable cards that we didn't mention. Again, just talking about the ones you'd feasibly first pick. With that said, let me know your thoughts. Any cards that stuck out to you this past weekend as being ridiculously awesome. Leave all your thoughts below so that everyone else can read and learn. That's what we do here. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Remember, if you want to draft Shadows over Innistrad with your friends, you can. Just buy a box. Easy peasy. You can do that right now on TCGplayer.com for $97 each. $97 will get you a box. Don't want a box? Fine. Whatever. You can buy loose packs on TCG Player for $3 each. That is $1 cheaper than stores, so if you really want to draft, buy yourself a draft kit of packs. Click the link, support the channel. Hype!